welcome you to Sunset, the leading showcase for drama kids who are too self-conscious to enrol for a Bachelor of Theatre Media. It's currently 6 p.m, and I don't know about you, Georgia, but I'm ready to rock and roll with tonight's show, at least before a particular network's legal team finds us in here.
Well, the name wasn't my idea, Flynn, so that's you, but I agree on the rocking and rolling part. We have a jam-packed show for this fine night with our audience in the studio and the ones at home. We'll be taking you through the latest content and culture across the university and surrounds. We've got news, weather, sport, cooking and more, presented with the cutting edge of unprofessionalism you'd expect from something like this.
Oh, what's in that?
Oh, I think you took my coffee.
That's not coffee.
Yeah, well, Grace Life does not need to know that.
Right, well, who needs coffee when you've got tonight's program? Sit back, people, relax, grab your popcorn. Prepared some for you all, left it out in the foyer 2 hours ago. I'm hoping someone's brought that in there with them. You can help yourselves to that.
It was BYO food, people, in case you didn't get that. Anyway, first off the block, junior journalist Amy fills us in on some less than mainstream news, taking the world by storm. Take it away, Amy.
Thanks, Georgia and Flynn. Now, on tonight's segment of Niche News, we'll explore how technology is constantly changing. Now, I could sit here and talk to you about the Met Gala no-shows or Donald Trump and all his drama. Roz, I know you're in there. We don't have time to talk about Donald Trump. I know you'd love to, but we're moving on. Now, the battle between AI and humans is becoming more and more prominent. And for those at home and in the audience, please raise a hand if you've ever used AI. As expected. Now, from Siri to Hey Google and even Grammarly, we all have used tools that have used AI. Now, I may have even used AI to help generate this script, and CSU Legal, if you are watching, I promise this is all my own work. It is not plagiarism to use ChatGPT to help generate a script. Anyways, the point is that AI is in our everyday lives, and rather than listening to me speak about it for the rest of this segment, I'd like to invite a special guest up to the stage who knows a little bit more about AI than I do. Please welcome Travis Holland. Well, thank you for taking your time to sit down and have a chat with me today. So, a recent study at the Australian National University has found that people are more likely to identify AI-generated images of faces rather than actual human faces. Now, what issues does this pose to uni students who may want to use these images for assessments?
Another question for you first though, is it an issue if my answer involves Donald Trump?
Not for us.
Feel free.
No, the reason I ask that is because it doesn't matter that much if people can not recognise individual random faces. Where it does matter is if there are deep fakes of politicians, like Trump, like Biden, we've got an election in the US coming up this year and elsewhere around the world. If people can't identify those people in footage, that's where it becomes a problem, potentially. This is going to happen more and more where it's difficult to verify footage. When we see AI, what we need to do as a society is rely on those trusted sources of information, of news organisations that have reliable, reputable journalists on staff, fact checkers, and also research organisations and the like as well.
Now, you talk about well-known people and fake images being made, and I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the Met Gala and the no-shows, but Katy Perry and Billie Eilish didn't turn up to the fashion event last week, and yet there were images of them circling around on the internet with them there. What sort of resources can we use and tools to verify what we're looking at?
There's a really good framework that people should be using, I think, whenever they see some information that they want to figure out how to verify. It's called SIFT, comes from Mike Caulfield in the US. SIFT stands for stop. First thing is don't react straight away, right? Stop, take a breath, pay attention to what you're actually looking at. Second, investigate the source. Is the source reliable? Check that out again. If it's just a random person on Twitter that's posted this claim, maybe think twice. Or X, sorry. Elon might sue me for that one. The next one is see if you can find more information. And that's really just the same step that any journalist should follow, finding additional sources. And finally, trace the source of any claim that you do find. Make sure that it's not just being repeated ad infinitum by the same people.
And with those skills that you've actually just talked about, where do you see AI going in the future? Do you think it's actually going to become worse? Do you think they're going to
like any tool, AI technology will continue to change jobs and shape things in society. What's going to be important for us is to recognise that that's always happened. What we need to do as a society, as particular industries, is change with it. Take the advantages of these tools and move as best we can and adapt, incorporate them into our work, absolutely. But accept that some roles will disappear, some will change. There might be new opportunities as well.
And I saw you put your hand up in the audience before. What are your favourite AI tools that you use?
Oh, look, we all love a bit of generative AI because it feels like magic just to type something in and get an answer out of nothing. But really, I think the practical tools are actually better. So as an academic and a podcaster, I like the ones that help me achieve things much more quickly. Like there's really good audio editing tools, for example, built into certain podcasting platforms which let you get rid of filler words, ums and ahs and pauses and all that sort of stuff, which means that you produce a much more polished piece of work. They can also transform transcripts, produce summaries, all of which allows you to do your work much more quickly in a smooth and polished way.
That's a great way to put it, Travis. And unfortunately, that is all the time we do have for on this tonight's segment. Give it up for Travis. And don't forget to tune in next week for next week's segment of Niche News. Back to the hosts.
Thank you, Amy. Well, it's scary stuff, Georgia. I'm not sure I actually want to know more.
Yeah, I understand that. I think you and I are just better off up here being pretty faces.
What?
Well, taking us to something more fleshy. Now, our intrepid distance correspondent Charlotte has taken a closer look at the buzz around World Bee Day, which is in a few days from now. Her search has taken her as close to the action as saying this is for a uni project can get you. Over to you, Charlotte.
Thanks, Flynn. So yes, it is World Bee Day this Monday, and this is a day that celebrates all that bees do for our planet and for us to keep us healthy. I'm here with Henry, a beekeeper in Neutral Bay. Henry, tell us a little bit about what you do in your business.
Sure. Good to meet you. About 12 years ago, I started keeping bees, and every year it's just the hobby has grown bigger and bigger and grown into a business for me. And now a big part of my business is pulling the bees out of the walls of people's homes.
Right, okay, and what does that kind of entail?
So the bees, they can't find enough hollow trees out in nature, so when they want to divide themselves and set up a new colony, if they can't find a hollow tree, they'll find a weep hole or a gap in the brickwork, and they'll move in, and this is sort of what it looks like in some cases, and there can be 50, I've even pulled up to 120 kilos of honey out of the wall of somebody's home. This is a smaller one, and this is after just maybe a couple months after the bees move in. And people call me, rather than calling an exterminator, I can come and I can safely vacuum out the bees and relocate them temporarily here in Neutral Bay. And the reason these bees are all flying around us really confused is that
There's a lot of them flying around right now, that's why I'm wearing these gloves.
So there's just learning their way around, and these are the ones I pulled out last night. These are older ones, and this colony here is actually queenless. So I put them right next to each other because ultimately I'll probably combine these two colonies together so that they can share, well, there can be one queen that looks after all of them.
Wow, okay, and when you do take all of that honey out of people's homes, what do you do with this honey?
So if I know beyond all doubt that they've never been treated, never been sprayed with anything, and the fact that the bees are there living healthy with the honey, then it's safe enough to eat, and I'll sell it as wall honey.
Wow, delicious raw honey. I think we have to try some of that. I have one last question for you, Henry. This is a bit of a cringy one. Do you have any bee pun that you use or a bee joke that you always tell people?
No. Bee puns should be forbidden. They're a scourge on society, and I get cringe just every time somebody pulls one on me, and no more free honey for anybody who pulls a bad pun on me.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to risk getting some free honey. Can I just tell you one bee pun quickly? Bee joke. What is a bee's favourite sport?
Oh, I don't know.
Rugby! Okay, that was lame. I think it's time to go back to you in the studio, Flynn and Georgia.
humour.
Hang on, Georgia, the transmission isn't done yet. Charlotte, talk to us.
They like your microphone too. Bees really like your microphone. I don't know why. They're not trying to sting it, but they're definitely curious. So maybe they. Oh, she just said something on my finger. Oh, that one hurts.
Oh, well. You heard it from them.
Georgia, I don't like bees.
Yeah, well, neither do I, but is that your only takeaway from the whole segment?
No, my takeaway is that there shouldn't be a whole day dedicated to bees.
Well, actually, that's a pretty good point. I wonder when National Georgia Day is.
Any day but today. Now, last week, Darcy and his intern Lockie took to the wide green battlefields of the Bathurst campus to grill the soldiers of CSUFC on their sporting feats. Presenting in widescreen and live in the studio, the fruits of their labour.
My name's Sam, most people just call me SK.
Hey, my name's Sean.
Hi, I'm JJ.
Hi, I'm Lon. Most people call me Parker. My name's Bryce.
Hi, I'm Angard.
Tonight we're here with the CSU Football Club, and we are going to see which football club is the best. The first challenge we're going to do today to see who the best player is a control challenge. The next challenge is a free kick challenge. And each free kick taker is going to choose where they're going to kick it. Are they going to kick it top left corner, bottom left corner, top right corner, or bottom right corner? What do you think? I just want to get it somewhere near the goal. Listen, I can do it. I'm going to show these boys how it's done. And I'm going to go top right wing. My excuse is I'm not wearing any soccer boots. Now we've got the penalty shootouts. Well, we're pretty much tired at the moment, so. Challenges have wrapped up. Let's see who's in the lead. Back to the studio for the top 3 players. So on the weekend it was a pretty boring old weekend for sport at CSU. Total of 3 games played. 64-0 the men's rugby union side lost, with the women's also going down 38-12. And the women's first grade soccer 1-1 against Panorama FC. Rugby League, CSU Mungos also had a bye, but 2 of their players, Lily Bannon and Ray Sargent, both played in the representative Woodbridge Cup sides. Lockie?
Well, thank you, Darcy. Well, last week, Darcy and I went to Dickens Oval to challenge the CSUFC men's football team to see who will be crowned king of football at CSU.
And so tonight we have Engad, Lob, and Charlie.
Thank you for coming on today, boys. Now, before we get to the final challenge, me, Darcy and I are going to ask you a few questions. And the first question is, how do you boys balance football life with your uni life?
Well, me being a first year at uni, the workload hasn't been too bad so far, really. I really enjoy playing soccer with the boys, training, games on Sunday. So I've just been finding it really enjoyable. It hasn't been trouble for me, really.
I myself actually graduated, so I don't have to do that.
Wish I had the liberty for his freedom of having free time. Honestly, it's a struggle with uni, committee, work, other things. It's a bit of a struggle. So.
Interesting.
And how do people get involved with the club?
So basically, season's already started, so it's a bit too late to join teams. But all we'll need you to do is just follow CSU Football Club on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks, team. Yeah, that's pretty much about it for now. So yeah.
Now, the last question is, has the CSU club impacted your lives in any way?
I would say I've definitely met like a vast amount of good group of lads, just good friends you make really fast. Go out, have fun with the boys. It is a very social activity, playing sport for a uni. I just take it as a fun activity to do with friends.
Yeah, I'm quite similar actually. It's very, very fun to just have a good bunch of lads to be around, spend a lot of time with, training Wednesdays and Fridays, always good fun. And there's other little things that we do along the way as well, which is always good time.
Pretty much the exact same as those boys coming in. Answer it any different.
Thank you, boys. Well, now since we've asked those questions, we're going to get to the final challenge. Did you guys think it was going to be like a physical challenge, like the video our audience have seen?
I hope not.
Well, it's not. It's, how's your mathematics skills, boys?
Oh,
So what I'm going to need you boys to do is, if you know the answer, hands on your head. First to put your hand on your head gets to answer. First question, what is the square root of 100?
10.
10, yes.
Correct. Now the second question is, what's 10 times 10 times 0? And go.
0.
That's
Correct.
correct.
Now the last question, 8 times 12.
64.
No.
That's correct.
Well, it's a smashing 3 out of 3. I think Edgar takes the king of football here today. We have some special socks for him.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Charlie got 2 socks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, boys, for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you, boys. Tune in next week as Darcy and I will be challenging the CSU women's team to see who will be crowned Queen of Football.
Back to you, Flynn, Georgia.
I could never play football. I've got a sensitive scalp, Headers are off the table.
What's a header?
Well, you hit the ball with your head.
Oh, wait, they do that on purpose? Is that why the one on the end was so bad at maths?
Guess we all have our occupational hazards. A little closer to HQ now as our inspired unemployed friend Ruby Pillen shows us some cooking ideas that won't break the bank. Living isn't cheap these days, folks, but unless your next of kin wants your HECS debt, dying isn't either. Ruby, enlighten us.
Thanks for that, Flynn. It's actually just a couple days before payday, so we're really running on a budget this week. Luckily, I've got a couple of really delicious but nutritious recipes up my sleeve that are really going to wow your doormates. I've had a look in the cupboards, which is always the best place to start for a cheap meal, and I think I'm going to have enough to make teriyaki chicken poke bowls. Now, the basic ingredients for this meal for one person are 1 chicken breast, a cucumber, a carrot, some jasmine rice, teriyaki sauce, and a mayo of your choice. Optional ingredients include Japanese seasoning, and edamame. The steps to make this meal are actually pretty easy. Just cut up your chicken and the veggies, marinate the chicken in its sauce, cook the chicken, cook the rice, then combine it all in one bowl with the mayo. Now I know as much as anyone that cooking is hard, particularly at the moment when food is so expensive. It's just easier to get takeaway and it costs about the same. But good food filled with vitamins and minerals helps to stimulate our brains and give us more energy. Energy that maybe you put into some uni work or socialising with your mates, maybe just going on a walk. Unfortunately for us, eating sausages and chicken nuggets just isn't going to cut it for our brains anymore. So that's how you make teriyaki chicken poke bowl. As fancy as it seems, it's not actually too hard. So I hope all of you at home give it a go. Thank you so much for watching. Back to you, Flynn.
Well, Ruby really pulls it off, doesn't she?
What do you mean?
Well, that stuff just looks so easy, I'm starting to think even I could make it.
Don't flatter yourself, Flynn. Now let's start talking about something that no one can be bothered making at home, and that is ice cream. Luckily, a solution is at hand. Annie's old-fashioned ice cream parlour are serious about their product and its place in the Bathurst community. That's right, Georgia. Their dedication is beaten out only by the dedication of local Grant Denyer enthusiast and professional food taster Charlie Kellaway, who scoped out the hottest cold product on the scene to see if it measures up to Sunset standards. Well, cool with the wordplay, Flynn. The suspense is killing me enough. Take it away, Kellaway.
Thanks, Georgia. Thanks, Flynn. Today you're enjoying this fantastic weather, and right behind me is a fantastic ice cream parlour. Of course, none other than Annie's old-fashioned ice cream. I'm Charlie Kellaway, and welcome to this week's review. Annie's old-fashioned ice cream parlour, situated on Bathurst's second main drag, George Street, has been serving the Bathurst community for 41 years since opening back in 1983. Annie's establishes itself as a retro dining ice cream experience, home to many fan-favourite flavours, such as caramel chocolate chip, Safari Gold, bubblegum, and bridal trap. Annie's Ice Cream prides itself with making their ice cream in-house over a process which involves pasteurising, homogenising, and mixing the many ingredients together to then put on display. I even had a quick taste of Safari Gold on my visit. So I have here the infamous Safari Gold. I'm going to try it myself. Very good. So come on down, support your local business, and try the many flavours on offer. I know I'll be coming back. As you can see, I'm clearly chilled out. I'm Charlie Kellaway, and thanks for tuning in to Sunset's review for this week. Alright, thank you very much, and welcome back everyone to this week's review. I have here the giveaway for this week. I'm hoping you all got your raffles, so get them out ready because we're going to do our first draw. Now, a quick reminder, those who win tonight, we will be giving away the prizes after the show. Our first draw for tonight is for the highly sought after Charlie Cockatoo socks, everybody. Give it a round of applause. All right, everyone, get your tickets ready. And our first number is number 18. Where are you, number 18? There's no number 18. Free draw, okay, here we go. Right, drum roll for the second one, everybody. Here we go. Number 23, where are you, number 23? Well done, great round of applause. Well done. Be sure to see us afterwards, we will be giving you these socks. We do have a bit of a curveball for tonight's draw as well. I got to go to Annie's Ice Cream once again and grab a 500 milliliter container of Safari Gold. How good's that, everybody? Come on! Additionally with that, we've got another pair of socks in line. Let's go! All right, cue the drum roll again, everyone. Get those tickets ready. Number 36, where are you? Well done! Good round of applause. Okie dokie. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching the review this week. Be sure to tune in next week where I'll be looking at the kebab trail across the ISPA stores across Bathurst. That's it.
Well,
failing assessments is hungry work, Georgia.
Who needs the gym, right, Flynn?
You are actually getting on my nerves now, do you know that?
We're almost done, isn't that great? They say lightning never strikes twice, but our distance correspondent Charlotte apparently does. She's back with the weather as it happens, live on the airways. Bring it home, Charlotte.
Well, Georgia, it's been a cloudy day for much of regional New South Wales and the Charles Sturt University campuses if we take a closer look. We've got Port Macquarie reaching a 60% cloud cover with a high of 21 degrees, Dubbo seeing a top of 20 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and then all the way down at the Albury campus, they're also getting hit with broken clouds and sunny spells at 17 degrees. Wagga Wagga at 18, a little bit cooler in Orange at 15, Bathurst at a crisp 13 degrees. But it has been a pleasant day in Bathurst today with mostly clear skies and some light winds. There is only a very slight chance of showers tonight, with overnight temperatures falling between 3 and -1 degrees. This is set to be one of the coldest nights of the month. So make sure to rug up, crank up those heaters tonight, and maybe have a hot cup of coffee, or whatever Georgia has in her mug, up to you. But for now, an in-depth look at Bathurst for your week ahead with a 7-day report. So on Friday, the end of the work week, we're expecting plenty of sunshine with 0 cloud cover and a top of 14 degrees. Looking onto the weekend, there are cloudier conditions. However, there's a temperature pick-up within the next few days, hovering over that 16-degree mark. And then looking onto Monday, we're starting the week right with some sunny weather with a high of 17 degrees, looking to be the warmest day of the week. It's perhaps the perfect day to jog around Mount Panorama or take a dip at the Manic Aquatic Pool. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, it's looking quite cloudy and overcast with a very slight chance of showers on and off throughout the rest of the week. So maybe use this time to stay indoors and cozy up in the CSU library and study. Yes, Darcy Roberts, I am looking at you. Now, overnight temperatures will remain at an average of 6 degrees here at night time. So there's a quick look at your week ahead in Bathurst. And now back to you in the studio, Flynn and Georgia.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for on the show this evening. We've really enjoyed your company, even the ones watching at home. You've been fantastic.
And well, if you enjoyed our company, look forward to next week's program when we'll be giving away a brand new Audi A7 donated by the Bathurst Motor Stock. Yes, it's true. This was the wrong week to show up.
Yeah. Well, I'm still waiting for the right one, Flynn. Time to go find some more of this delicious coffee. I've been Georgia, he's been Flynn, you've been entertained, and this has been Sunset.
Good night, Bathurst.